Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. I'm currently at 6.9K, just about top 3K in the world, and today I want to answer the question, is 2.9 Xbow still viable? So I'm on my other account. I've been playing a little bit of 2.9 right now already, beat Royal Giant somehow, but I was just kind of inspired by one of my friends, Sir David, wins a lot. He is pretty much the only 2.9 Xbow player on top ladder. I don't think I've seen anyone else play it right now. We do see a Royal Giant first play in the back. I'm going to give him the well played, obviously, because that is such a skillful play. I'm going to Xbow opposite right away. Going to Ice Golem right away for this Hunter as well. I definitely need to get this connection because Royal Giant is a terrible matchup for 2.9. In fact, it is pretty much the main reason why we switched to Knight in Xbow. I'll talk more about that later, but first going to focus on this defense. Going to Ice Spirit to freeze up the RG. Skeletons to DPS it down even more. I'm going to just take the Hunter in the left, or in the right rather, because I had to commit more in that RG, and he's just down 2k damage right off the bat, so just already down because he went RG first play, so I don't really know what he was thinking. But Royal Giant Lightning is a terrible matchup, and yeah, like I was saying actually, I'm pretty sure 2.9 kind of switched into 3.0, where we put the Knight in for the Ice Golem. That is the standard version that you guys all know and love today. So 2.9 was actually the OG Xbow Cycle deck with Ice Golem for many years. He goes for an RG in the back yet again. I'm actually going to Xbow once more and hover my Ice Golem in case he wants to go for something. He does go for the Ghost, going to Ice Golem for it and keep my Xbow alive. And he shouldn't be able to get back to a second RG because it is single elixir. In double sometimes they can, but looks like he's going to Skelly's log, and I think this RG will be tanking for the Xbow. But since he just wasted his log and his Electro Spirit, I can get skeletons down on this RG and get a lot of damage. And okay, actually kind of a misplay with that log. I was not expecting the skeletons to distract the fisherman, so that's my bad. But anyways, we still got a decent enough situation out of that. And yeah, basically the main reason why we switched to Knight in Xbow was, number one, because Night Witch was nerfed, I think, the Death Bats. So Ice Golem was very good against, Golem Beatdown and all of those kind of decks. But also, RG was starting to become everywhere. Like, everyone was playing RG. RG was very overpowered. And it still kind of is, honestly, kind of ironic, like 2 years later. 2.5 years later. But yeah, that was back in around March of 2020, if I recall correctly. So basically everyone switched to Knight because you just needed the mini tank to attack back. Like, Ice Golem obviously doesn't attack, it just stalls and tanks for 2 elixir. It's very cheap and cost effective, but Knight is just better because it does attack the RG back. Gonna Ice Golem for this fisherman, not allow it to pull my archers away. Then I'm gonna log the RG back to keep my Tesla alive. Tesla will also take care of the Ghost, which is pretty nice. And that's going to be a pretty clean defense. We're pretty much going to have to play defense the entire game right now. And there's no reason not to, considering I already took most of his tower because of his huge mistake right at the start. And notice how I am stacking my archers because he has lightning, not fireball. So that's one of the only kind of sources of counterplay you can have against lightning decks. He could still lightning my archers if he wants to, and he could maybe even lightning cycle me, but yeah, just gonna Ice Golem, kite the Ghost opposite, and then also help out protecting my archers. Back to a new pair of archers, and that is a lot of fireball value on defense. I'm gonna take it. Back to another Tesla as well, and I think he might just lightning this. I wouldn't be surprised, so I'll have to get ready to react. Yeah, there it is. So gonna archers, log, and Ice Spirit instantly, and we still managed to perfectly defend that. I mean, we did take the lightning damage, but it's the best I could ask for, and I might Xbow, honestly, because he just uses RG and he just uses lightning, so RG isn't back in cycle, plus lightning isn't either, but unfortunately he has a very fast cycle, so he's already back to his Royal Giant, and this is why this is such a bad matchup, because they can lightning cycle you and you cannot get a connection if they play it well. Gonna get ready to log the Electro Spirit, because log plus E-Spirit does kill archers. Gonna get back to a new Xbow right now and try and make this connect. I think he's back to RG already, yeah, because last time he played Skeletons, then he was back to RG, so unfortunately that is going to be another dead push, and this is why it's so hard. But still, we are holding on. He does lightning absolutely nothing there, so I do have to give him the well played once again. I mean, losing to 2.9 with RG lightning is kind of a criminal thing to do, but anyways, just gonna defensive Xbow opposite lane now, anti-lightning placement, and he's just constantly going with RG. He's gonna go with a high Tesla for once, anti-lightning Tesla, Ice Spirit plus log as well. Notice how I'm pretty much always logging the Electro Spirit so that my archers stay alive, because I don't want him to be able to take them out with the E-Spirit plus log. Definitely have to protect your archers. That is like the biggest thing about 2.9. It's getting good value out of your archers and your Teslas, and obviously that was way better. Another reason that we switched to Knight was just because everything kept getting nerfed. Like, Tesla got nerfed many times, Xbow got nerfed, and so the deck started to become less reliant on something like the Tesla. Also, again, protecting my archers really nice there, and I'm already back to a new Tesla, so I'm just going to get it down and then fireball his tower off. And that's going to be a very nice win against RG Lightning for the first game. Pretty insane stuff. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to be going for 7k trophies with 2.9 if I can help it. It might be kind of tough, but I'll try my best. To answer the question, after everything I talked about in that match, I feel like 2.9 is not really viable, especially with matchups like those. RG Lightning, literally an impossible matchup, but he just messed up right at the start, so that gave me the opportunity. I even beat RG earlier, so yeah, even Sir David is watching me right now, and yeah, he's also surprised that that guy lost. But yeah, he played that one really badly. Anyways, let's go for the next match, though. Yeah, I feel like 2.9 is not really viable. Obviously, in the right hands it can, because like I said, Sir David is at top ladder with it. Last season, he was 1 game away from 8k, playing exclusively 2.9. Like, no Knight, no Archer Queen, just this deck, which is super impressive. But yeah, we do see a Bandit, gonna go Ice Golem, and then Skeletons to protect my Ice Golem, I guess. And we do see a Battle Ram as well, so this could actually be P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam, which would be a really nice matchup, actually. One of the few good matchups for 2.9, and I don't think Knight versus Ice Golem is too bad here. I mean, obviously Knight is good against the Royal Ghost. He does go for minions, gonna fireball them off. And okay, looks like I was a bit premature with that fireball because 2 survive, unfortunately, but we should still be fine. So yeah, P.E.K.K.A Bridgespam with minions. This is gonna be a super easy matchup because he doesn't even have a magic archer, so I don't have to worry about him getting any kind of sniping damage on my towers or my Teslas. Gonna stack archers here, try and bait out a poison. If he does poison, I'm gonna Xbow, because he does play his Ewiz, which is 4 elixir. Poison is another 4, so he doesn't have enough for the P.E.K.K.A, of course. And I'm just gonna log Ice Golem. Unfortunately, I was a little bit late with my skeletons to catch the bandit. If I was a bit quicker, it would have been better. But I'm never really sure. Like, that's something I kind of want to work on with my gameplay. Like, when I know that the opponent has to make a play, I should be a bit more confident in my prediction. I just always worry if I mess up the prediction, then what will happen, because if I say I cycled my skeletons, he didn't go bandit, then I wouldn't have them for the bandit at all. If you want like a very low bandit instead, then it would be kind of wasted. So I'm just kind of worried if it messes up, I guess. But I should be more confident. I would have gotten a lot more damage there. But anyways, it's totally fine, because this is, again, a super easy matchup, and minions is just much better. But yeah, I feel like Knight versus Ice Golem in this matchup is interesting. I don't think there's too much of a difference. Knight is better against P.E.K.K.A, probably. Actually, no, Knight is better against Royal Ghost and Bandit, but actually Ice Golem might be better against P.E.K.K.A, because, I mean, Knight does survive 2 P.E.K.K.A hits and does counterattack, but at the same time, Ice Golem kiting P.E.K.K.A is really valuable as well. I'm just going to go archers, let my Xbow die, because I want my archers to stay alive. Kite the P.E.K.K.A opposite with this Ice Golem, and then wait super late to go for the Tesla. And then I do have to get a fireball off on all of this. The reason I waited so late to get that Tesla down was because I didn't want the P.E.K.K.A to ignore the Ice Golem and go to the Tesla instead. This is actually looking kind of dicey, because now I have to deal with this, and he might be back to another P.E.K.K.A. Yeah, he is, so I'm technically down like 8 elixir right now, because he played that P.E.K.K.A when I was at 2 after my Ice Golem, and my counter push is basically dead. But I think if I defend well, I should be fine. I do have a really nice damage lead from that sequence, but it looks like he's going for a big elixir advantage and just trying to punish me that way, so well played. Gonna Ice Spirit to reset the Battle Ram, keep my Tesla alive. Ice Golem to kite, and unfortunately Ghost doesn't get kited by the Ice Golem, so I actually have to play kind of an awkward Tesla there. And I think I have to Ice Spirit Ice Golem as well. Ice Golem is going to be tanking very nicely, though, and archers are back. And we are actually able to somehow survive that onslaught. So yeah, that is a pretty clean defense. I'm pretty happy about it. But also, Ice Golem's value is actually very good, and that kind of showed it. Anyways, let's go for a P.E.K.K.A on the back, and I don't really want to Xbow into it, obviously. Normally you would Xbow opposite, but there's definitely no point Xbowing opposite when I have all the damage I need in the right already. So I'm just going to defensive Xbow instead, set up for a full defensive sequence, and I think that would be the best case I can go for here. Gonna Ice Spirit to try and reset the Ram. Thankfully it didn't charge onto the Xbow, but it's basically dead after that poison takes it out anyways. Gonna log all of this back. Did kind of miss the bandit, so I might have to Ice Golem. Yeah, I'm just gonna Ice Golem just to be safe, because I cannot afford to take like 2 P.E.K.K.A hits there. And looks like he's resetting once again, so at this point looks like he's just constantly going in my lane. and I'm just gonna be pretty patient and defend, I guess. And that's a really big thing about Xbow that some people don't really understand. You really have to be super patient with this deck. Like, it's very easy for me to just want to go offensive in the left, but I think that would just be really bad, and it would hurt me more than it would help me. So I'm just playing it patiently. Definitely acceptable to wait till tiebreaker to get a win, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people need to understand when playing this deck, because some people just try and go for offensive Xbows too often, and it just doesn't really work out, I guess. But yeah, just gonna go for defensive Xbow this time. Doesn't really matter if I place it anti-poison or not, because both towers are low enough to the point that either one would be pretty much the same outcome, so it's fine. Gonna Ice Golem, protect my archers. Tesla is back, and then Ice Spirit to reset the Ram as well. Log, and actually am keeping my Tesla alive. Gonna Fireball just to be safe, and we actually did defend that really nicely. I'm gonna Ice Golem after the Tesla dies, just to maintain value, and Ice Spirit to reset the Ram, and I can just get a Fireball on his tower pretty much to end it out, and the game is pretty much over. So again, that is a really easy matchup, pretty much a free win if you play it well, because minions just don't really do much, and I feel like Knight versus Ice Golem isn't too bad here. Ice Golem's actually better against minions for sure compared to Knight, because it's cheaper and it has the Death Nova and everything as well. So that is going to be another very nice win. We're actually already only one win away from 7K, so looking good. And yeah, let's try and keep it going, I guess. That's going to put me, let me check actually, top 2.6K, so doing pretty well right now. Some of my clanmates are watching. But yeah, let's try and get the 7K. Found our hopefully last match against P.E.K.K.A. Gonna give him the good luck and see what's up here. Not playing anything, so I think I'm just gonna split my archers, I guess, with this hand, and then if he commits like an expensive card, I might Xbow or something. Okay, I'm just gonna Xbow anyways, I guess, because I'm feeling kind of impatient. And also 2.9 is a bit more forgiving than 3.0 because you have such a fast cycle that you can easily get around to different cards. Does snowball off my skeletons. Gonna have to get an Ice Golem down and then Ice Spirit to kite the ghost into my Ice Golem. Nice, it did work out. So as you can see, even though he did have a Mega Knight down, I was pretty much able to defend that. Unfortunately, I do have to commit archers here, which will put me down elixir. But I was still able to escape unscathed from that, thankfully. But yeah, archers will probably force a response out because they get some decent damage and E-Spirit. Okay, so Mega Knight goes to E-Spirit. This could actually be... Okay, yeah, Ram Rider Lightning. Gonna Expo opposite to the Queen right away. And he's not back to Mega Knight, so this should actually be pretty good. Gonna Skeletons for the Queen and then Tesla for the Ram Rider. And since he did commit to that Queen, he will definitely not have enough to Lightning either right now. So he does go for Snowball, gonna Ice Spirit for the Ghost, and then I know he has Bandit in this deck, does go for E-Spirit. If I pre-logged, that would have been really good, but again, I feel like that would have just been too risky. Anyways, though, we got a lot of nice damage there. His tower is down to 3.5k, and I'm actually going to Expo at 6 because he's definitely not going to have enough for Mega Knight right now. So his cycle is really awkward. Yeah, as you can see, he had to Lightning. He was pretty much just at about 6, and I kind of knew that based on the timing of when he played his other stuff earlier with that previous sequence, and that's going to be towered all the way down to 1.7k, so... This is looking really good. This is a really bad matchup, I feel, because Knight is definitely better in this kind of matchup against the Mega Knight, against the Ghost, and just defending in general. But with this kind of early lead, I maybe have hope that I could hold off and maybe win. We'll see. Gonna Fireball off the Queen. I didn't really have an Expo in cycle, so I didn't want to just play into it. And I thought this deck had Bandit, but I haven't seen it yet. Okay, he has Mini P.E.K.K.A instead. I guess that makes sense. That kind of does help me out, I guess, because Bandit would be more annoying, but at the same time, Mini P.E.K.K.A is also going to be quite a pain to deal with, especially without the Knight. I do have many distraction troops, but I have to defend the Ghost, I have to defend the Mini P.E.K.K.A, I have to defend the Mega Knight. There's the Mega Knight in front of the Ram Rider. Gonna Ice Spirit to reset the Ram Rider's charge, Ice Golem to protect my archers, and I'm already back to a new Tesla, so... You'll notice a common trend with this deck. You are always protecting your archers. Okay, unfortunately messed up my kite there, but Mega Knight will only get one hit, which is fine. And I think I'm going to go in because he's not back to his Mega Knight right now. Going to Ice Golem to predict the Queen. And I think he might be back now. Okay, he's still not back, which is fine, but he's probably back now, which means I kind of have to let this Expo go, unfortunately. I'm going to Ice Spirit just to try and reset the Ram Rider. And hopefully it dies just before the Expo dies. Okay, nice. Expo was able to take out the Ram Rider, so that's pretty nice. Gonna get back with another Tesla. And I'm still holding on pretty well. I mean, I feel like this is going to be quite hard, especially now that we're deep into double. And especially when triple comes out, it's going to be very difficult. But if I defend perfectly, I should be okay. And again, same as that first RG Lightning matchup, I'm just stacking my archers because it is a very good play against Lightning in general. So going to protect my archers once more with the Ice Golem. Mega Knight comes down, and this is a very menacing push, but I'm already back to a new pair of archers, back to a new Tesla if I need it as well, and going to try and protect my archers again with this Ice Golem. And 2 Teslas on the board. So 2.9 is a super fast cycle deck, so that's why you can get back to many pairs of archers, many Teslas, but you just really have to defend perfectly. So going to fireball this queen back, and looks like it wasn't really a threat at all. Going to continue to stack my archers, and we are heading into triple now, so I'm kind of worried. I hope I don't get overwhelmed. I would really like to hold on and just get 7k here, but we'll see. Ice Golem up high to defend the Mega Knight. There's the Lightning, and I kind of have to fireball now, and this is where I'm kind of getting overwhelmed. Gonna try and kite the Mega Knight over, and yeah, unfortunately Ram Rider does get a charge because I just don't really have much damage on it, but somehow I activated King. I wasn't really trying to, but I'll take it. Gonna force the Queen ability out early, and then just Tesla log. Mega Knight comes down, so yeah, this is getting annoying. He's probably gonna Lightning again. I have to get back to another Tesla as fast as I can, but at the same time I also have to tank. And unfortunately the Ram Rider does bypass my Tesla. I guess I placed it a little bit too high. I definitely have to fireball right now because I need the tower damage. Thankfully Mega Knight doesn't get a hit there. And he does Lightning me off, so I don't think I can get this. Yeah, Ram Rider does charge as well. So that's unfortunate, you know, we kind of choked. But at the same time, that's not a good matchup because I don't have much DPS on the Ram Rider. So it is kind of unfortunate how it is, but yeah. Okay, apparently if P.E.K.K.A players cycle Ewiz or Marcher in the back, they lose against 2.9. That's very interesting. But I guess let's keep it going, trying to get back after that loss. Alright guys, we found the next match against Saleh. Unfortunately, I am going to be 2 wins away from 7k again because of that loss, but hopefully I can get it. I would really like to with 2.9. We do see level 13 Wallbreakers, which is interesting. I guess I'm at about top 2k, top 3k in the world, so I'm honestly still kind of surprised we're seeing under-leveled cards, but I guess Wallbreakers, I don't know if it makes much of a level difference actually, but just going to Xbow an Ice Golem to predict his building. He does go for a Poison and Valk. Okay, so I'm going to try and cut this Valk out of Xbow range if I can. He does have Log as well, so this is just looking like a really bad matchup already. I do get a nice connection because of that kite on the Valk. Nice little trick there, where you pull the tank out of Xbow's sight range, but still sucks because minor Wallbreakers, you really can't break through if they play it well. If they have like a mini tank, like in his case the Valkyrie, if they have Poison plus Log, they can just stall out your Xbows and just constantly take them out. So it's going to be a very hard match. I'm going to try and make something happen in single if I can. And wow, I was not expecting him to go Ice Golem Bats right there, so that's actually going to be a dead Xbow. If I predicted that with my Ice Golem, I might have been able to get a connection, but again, like, I don't really feel too comfortable being that aggressive because I didn't know his full deck yet, so if he still had like a building or something I wasn't expecting, then it might have been the wrong play, so that's why I like to play it safer. But unfortunately that is going to put us down damage now, which is not a great sign against minor Wallbreakers, and this is going to be a very hard matchup, which is not that surprising to say considering I'm playing 2.9. But yeah, I'm going to get back to another Xbow and just try and go in right here. He shouldn't be back to all that swarmy stuff, and he does have the Valken cannon. Okay, so I kind of know his full deck at this point, which is nice to get that intel, but it doesn't really make me feel better about the matchup because it's going to be a pain. Unfortunately, Valk does get a hit. Maybe I should have played my archers closer. Just going to log the Goblin Gang off, and now I don't have log, and okay, my screen just went black because I have it set to nighttime mode, where at 11 o'clock at night every time it switches to like a grayscale format. I'm gonna have to keep playing though, because if I go into settings and change it, I'll probably just like take a Wallbreaker connection, so apologies for you guys if this is like inconvenient to watch, but yeah, I really need to work on improving this for my videos. Gonna fireball log the Valk cannon though, try and get a connection. Fortunately he was able to react with the gang in time. Would have been very nice to get, but yeah, it is going to be a bit weird and throwing me off a little bit to play with this black screen, but I don't have a choice. Anyways, going to keep the pressure up. Like, I really don't have a choice. I have to get a connection. It's just really hard because he's just going to keep minor chipping me out, and then he has so many ways to defend my Xbows, as you guys can see, so this matchup is a real pain. But I don't really have a choice. I'm just going to fireball off the cannon, I guess, and also notice how I'm always going in the right now because all his damage is in the left. I definitely can't afford to go on the left if he has Poison in Cycle, because then he'll just be able to stack poisons on my Xbow and tower. Gonna try and catch the miner, but yeah, he's already back to a poison. So worst case for him, like, this is such an easy defense for him. Like, all he has to do is just poison log my Xbows, and worst case, just miner on the Xbow, and I can't do anything. He did just predict my Xbow with a cannon, so I'm gonna react fast enough and switch to the left instead. Gonna log the Wallbreakers back. Hopefully the tower helps out against them. And it actually does, so this could be huge. Gonna try and go archers, and we do get a connection. Oh my god, gonna Ice Golem to try and block, and then log the miner back as well. And I have to keep this connection because, like, this is the only damage I'm ever gonna get. You saw how hard I was trying. Gonna actually try and fireball the Wallbreakers. Unfortunately, I didn't react fast enough, but that is quite a hard reaction to make. I'm gonna Ice Golem for that one bat, and then archers for the miner. And it kind of sucks to be going same lane as him, but I got so much damage from that, and I protected my Xbow really well. So it's a pretty good thing, I guess. At this point, I can't go in anymore. Like I said, if he just poisons my Xbows out, there's not much I can do. So I'm just going to defensive Xbow instead. Looks like he's just going to try and ignore my defensive Xbow and go all in. I'm going to start fireball cycling on the tower then. And this is where Ice Golem is really helpful, at least, because against the bats, it's going to be way more useful than the Knight, where Knight would just kind of get devoured by the bats, whereas the Ice Golem actually does take care of the bats. And Wallbreakers do connect, but thankfully I think they didn't splash my tower there. He is constantly going with these minor poisons, but I also have a super fast cycle, so I am able to just keep going with these Teslas, fireballing his tower, and then making sure I have an Ice Golem for the bats. Going to try and catch the miner because he keeps going in the back, and I was able to catch it, and that should just be one more fireball. Actually, no, that's log damage exactly, so that's going to be a good game. Really, really nice win against an ultra hard counter right there. Very, very hard, so I'm really glad I was able to win. But anyways, I will switch off my bedtime mode and be right back. Alright guys, so we are back with a colorful screen again, and yeah, really nice win against really an impossible matchup right there. 1 away from 7K again, so hopefully we can get it. Found the next match against Red Devil, hopefully the final match for real this time, and let's see what he's going to be running. So, with 2.9, I don't know, I feel like cycling Ice Golem is kind of risk-free because you can get back to another one so easily, but I still kind of feel apprehensive about it. So I'm just gonna hold on to it, I guess. And we do see Fire Spirit Skeletons and Logs, so this could be something like Hog Earthquake or Royal Hogs Earthquake. We do see a Bomber as well, so or Drill as well, actually, because sometimes Drill Rocket runs Bomber. But okay, we do see the cannon, so I think this might be Royal Hogs Earthquake. I know there's one version with the Bomber instead of the Archer Queen, and okay, yeah, it is going to be that. So gonna Tesla, Ice Spirit for the Hogs as well, and Log. I think I have to commit quite a lot to them. Royal Hogs were nerfed in the most recent balance changes. I think it was definitely a welcome nerf. I think they nerfed its first hit attack for each of the pigs, but they still are quite threatening, so usually have to commit quite a lot to them. Just a Tesla won't be enough. But yeah, he's already back to another Bomber, so I don't know how I feel about this matchup. I mean, Pig's Earthquake is already quite bad. If you play it perfectly with 3.0, I think it's relatively close to even, but with Ice Golem, I don't really think so, because Knight is just so much more useful against Archer Queen, against Cannon, and against the pigs. Of course, this guy doesn't have the Archer Queen, he has a Bomber instead, which I think helps me. And okay, he somehow has a Rocket, which is actually quite bad as well, because he doesn't have... I guess it makes sense why he wasn't Earthquaking my Teslas. I was wondering why, because I was playing them kind of low to maybe try and bait them out. He might be trying to go for Royal Hogs again, so if he does, I'm going to get ready with my Fireball. That's why I have it selected. But yeah, Rocket is going to be quite a pain. He does, okay, actually pretty well played. He knew that I didn't have Tesla right away, I think, so he didn't just give me a free Fireball. Just going to have to split my archers in the middle and take quite a bit of damage in both lanes. Going to Xbow right away. Hopefully I can get a small connection, but I think he's already back to Rocket, or if not, he's, yeah, very close to it. So I do actually still get a connection because he somehow missed the Archer and didn't get, like, skeletons or anything else down to tank for the Xbow. I think he definitely should have. But I will just Fireball his tower right now because I don't really have a better option. He doesn't have an Archer Queen, so I don't have to worry about that. And he just rockets me back, which is kind of what I was going for, but at the same time, I don't even know if I can punish him because I don't have a Knight, I have an Ice Golem, so... And he actually predicts me with a cannon. That's well played. I think I still have to try and break through against this. They're going to log that back, but unfortunately, yeah, my entire push kind of dies. Hopefully the Bomber doesn't get any hits, and he actually got quite a lot of damage in the left from that rocket, so we are actually still down. This is looking like quite a hard matchup, I would say. I'm going to keep going with the Xbows, try and get him to defend without going for a rocket. Then if he goes like Royal Hogs, I can try and Fireball them off. I think that's going to be my main way of trying to break through on offense if he doesn't rocket. But if he just rockets every single time, I can't really break through at all. And he has a super fast cycle, like he has 2 cycle cards, log and bomber, so he has the exact same cycle as me, which with my 2 elixir being the Ice Golem, his is the bomber, so it's going to be very hard. Going to Ice Golem though, and yeah, he rockets once again, so it's looking quite bad. Hopefully Ice Golem gets some chip on the tower, that would be kind of nice actually. I'm just going to fireball the tower off again, he just rocketed, and Ice Golem does actually get the death damage off, which does put me in the lead, so that is actually quite huge. I think he's going to try and rocket me again, because that's what he seems to like to do. I'm going to go in on the right instead this time. He actually predicts me in the left, so perfect. I'm just trying to be a bit unpredictable, and it worked out really well. Also, we already had a bomber in that lane, so I didn't really want to go in. Does go Royal Hogs, and thankfully my Xbow does lock on, which is perfect. Going to get an Ice Golem in front, and he has to rocket this, otherwise it's pretty much going to be game. Okay, unfortunately the log, or somehow he retargeted the bomber to my Xbow. Might have been the log, I'm not really sure. But I'm going to go in again. Hopefully he's kind of low in elixir. I do get another connection. Going to fireball off, and we are actually still somehow losing before I fireballed. I'm actually kind of scared, because now it's triple. Like, he has a super fast cycle. He can definitely rocket me out, so I have to keep going in, I think. So I'm actually going to go in right now. Yep, just rockets again. So, and I also have a pre-Tesla down, because if he tries to go Royal Hogs in the middle, at least I'll have a response. Going to fireball off the delivery plus as many Royal Hogs as I could afford to hit. It was only 1, unfortunately, so not the best. Gonna archers to take out the cannon as fast as possible, and we do get a connection, which is perfect, so gonna protect this with everything I can, and that is just going to be game. That's just a fireball damage range, so that is perfect. That's gonna be a good game. Really, really nice win against 2 pretty hard counters, I would say. He does rocket my Tesla off, interesting, but thankfully I just fireballed him off in time. But yeah, those, I would say both those were pretty difficult. I don't know what you guys think, but 2.9 is, again, quite hard to play, so I'm really proud of that, and that is going to be amazing. We're going to hit 7K, 7,005 trophies, pretty much top 2K in the world, a few hundred ranks above, and yeah, really proud of it, because 2.9 is, again, I feel like quite hard to play. But yeah, both of those were really hard matchups, so I am, again, pretty proud of it, and just glad I was able to do it, I guess. I feel like Bomber is quite annoying, but that's going to be Champion League, really nice stuff. So that's going to be it with 2.9, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.